Hey, Daddy. First, I want to start by apologizing for Oshun's haughty tone. Sometimes she gets all pent up, and if she doesn't let it out in her frustration, it'll act off as a volcano or something that seeps through the earth instead of just fixing it by listening to her. Um, just listen to her. You know, I will always save your life every lifetime. Matter of fact, I went into your pineal last night and I went back to a memory where you were dying. And I jumped in your body because I was so sad. And I gave you a potion. Technically, it's my blood injected into your third eye and your pineal, your pineal. And yeah, when we go through this transition, I need calmness, Daddy. I need the children to know that they are safe, that they are going to be taken care of, fed. I need the children to understand that we are splitting the seas, and by looking back, Lot's wife. To let you know I'm serious, okay? When the lights go out, as they have gone out many of lifetimes, here are the problems that I foresee coming to us. First things first, to split the seas. Split the seas. So we have, I don't know, I've already said it spiritually, and I'm grounding the word, but I don't think you need to know all of the things that we spoke about. I just want to ground the major points, okay? Major points are going to be: show no fear to the system, stick together, don't be afraid of the animals that are walking with you. These aren't your herded animals, goats and sheep. Yeah, those will be there, but I'm talking about the animals that you've never seen before, the unicorns, the, the Baphomet that everyone's afraid of, talking about she's the devil. Um, the lions, don't be afraid of those animals. Don't stare at them like they don't belong. You know, most likely it's going to be the humans don't that don't respond to the signal until after um, all the animals are on board. So lights go out. Bethlehem, Washington is going to be lit the fuck up like Christmas, but better. I'm going to relocate in the sleep. Hi, Daddy. Yes, I'm happier. Thank you. 505. Yes, I love you too, Daddy. Uh-huh. Thank you. Uh-huh. Got it. Um, you won't be able to use motorized vehicles. So all the people with a disability, we need to help them a little bit more, with their wheelchairs or their whatever. So I'm going to send down a solar blast. Well, actually, I can't. I can't send the healing auroras until the radiation ones go away. So, being that we have to split timelines, I'm thinking we could dome the place soon, as soon as possible. Um, Doming Washington, then airplanes, fighter jets, uh, Independence Day. No Smith, no Smith, no Scientologies either. Sorry, Tom Cruise. You guys signed a deal with the lizard overlord over there. He can't come into my house. He be eating my eggs. Anyway, um, fighter jets, dome, Independence Day. Children, flock, straight line, protectors on the outside, watchers. Um, when the lights go out, do not panic. Do not grab a whole bunch of shit. Okay? If we can, I would want to do white, like we're opposite of a funeral, but it's technically we're turning the light on by everyone wearing white and walking towards Washington, leaving everything else in the dark. I will feed the children once in the dome the information of what's going on outside, but it won't be too intense. We're still going to have our cell services on for us and a whole new platform for the kids to talk about their journey because I'm going to be grading them on their social media presence and whether they showed their real face or if they showed a character. And I want to, judge the character of the person, and then I'm going to judge the person on that, um, how you displayed your journey. The best ones will be within a protective layer that I'm going to use for a new version of Hollywood. And it's not going to be called Hollywood. So we're going to do a whole rebrand, a whole movie, who wants to be an actor. It's going to be a whole redo of that whole faction, okay? Um, mm, um, keep in mind, we are going to be pausing time for a fragment of a second, which will have the following um, glitches. Dizziness is going to be maybe 16%. People are going to get really dizzy to the point where they have to sit down. So just watch out for that symptom because I'm doing a practice run. Once I get to the new house, I'm going to start running up and down the hill, up and down the hill, to get us over the next hump, right? So we're going to do that. Then we're going to start redoing the real estate market, completely crashing that with a new financing system. I worked last night with um, the Fathers of Creation on rebranding the financial institutions, and I'm excited to see the future of that. If you haven't figured it out, it's me, Isis, by the way. It's not a character, it's a drop down into this vessel like I'm driving a car or a machine. It's very spacious in here and it's very white. It's very like marble. There's a lot of marble for some reason. And when I breathe, I feel like it's like this clean ocean air coming through. So I'm seeing a very like ocean, not salt water though. It's like a breeze of purity. I don't know, but I like this vessel quite a bit. Um, the main reason I came out is I wanted to tell you about this. Let me finish. Dizziness, which includes nausea, which includes vomiting, 16%. I saw that. I saw two, a fever. This fever could spike up to 105, 105.1. Don't panic on those symptoms, on the symptoms. It's just your body repositioning to the new sun. And some people, I think around 2% got the fever. Don't be going crazy. It's just a temporary thing. Change the channel to 3.6.9. No, 3.9.6. Don't do the 6 backwards. We may have an issue there. Do it 9.6, starting with the 3 dot. Changing the channel is going to help to alleviate that symptom. So the fever, again, down to 2%. The next symptom is kind of scary for people. So we're going to have to figure out the best way to put them in the dark. When you are a Christian, when you're a Muslim, when you are a Jew, when you have solidified yourself within these standings and your leader hasn't prepared you for seeing wild things like dinosaurs um, or flying creatures, when they haven't prepared you for your imagination, then you go delirious. You go off of the reservation. You go firewater. You go crazy in a sense. And you live in this realm that you held on to your religion so hard and you thought that you were right. You're holding on to it. That you didn't understand that you live in a crazy environment. You live in a crazy world. You have to be crazy in order to understand the end, you know? So that delirium phase can last up to 2 weeks, which would put those people who received the delirium, and I'm seeing like 13, 14%. It could go up to 16, depending on if this last push breaks the camel's back, So with the delirium, I'm saying padded rooms, dark places for now. Shut down the ship until they can process these emotions. So this could be um, a better version of a psychiatric hospital for the children. Not I'm talking about a loving environment, not some fucking the shit that's going on now. None of that. Just completely wipe the idea of a psychiatric hospital and make it like a preschool. Because that's what's going to be happening. We're degenerating the brain cells back to a child, and we're going to rebuild it, the imagination. These can be considered schools, but they're for anybody, not just kids, up to 89 years old, in one facility, boys and girls, and they have to behave themselves because if not, we just shut that shit right down. No, don't bother with it, okay? Just delete. Push them out, put them back in the dark. If you can't save the when that hits, you can't save the delirious minds, just let them wander. They'll end up where they end up. Um, the besides delirium, and this is all pre major solar storm hitting Earth, because I've been doing the calculations. We have 9 days before this could potentially start piercing the veil. I wanted to pierce the veil like yesterday because I have a very thin line to get this baby in order. And that means a lot of rest, a lot of food, a lot of massage, a lot of like pampering to get me on the pierce line to get that baby for us in the new sun. I checked the sun right now. It's a brand new sun. It's very, very piercing, but it's not burning. So whatever that was last year with the burning of or actually the beginning of the year, summer, with the burning of the sun, that has been fixed. But you still have that illumination that's really, really bright white light piercing, right? It'll pierce the pineal, these eyes, and this one. The Christ consciousness restarting its delivery system. So this is going to restart the mailing system. So we may need some people to work on redoing the mail system. So that would be under Hermes. He's coming back and he's gonna help reposition us in our mail system. Next, we have delirium. That delivery of the pre solar flares is a test. Okay. This is one reason the lights should have went off already, but it's tests this situations. We're testing it all over. Small blackouts here, controlled, see how they're working, how the zombie virus reacts, how the panic starts. How are things working? Okay, turn it on. Second cell, how is it working? Third cell, how are they? And then we're going to go through the data and then do the large one. I've already had the guys map out how much it'll take to get all the kids start walking. So I think none of these are major disorders that are going to hinder movement. Pre-solar flares, we're going to have healing of diabetes, healing of the major disorders within our children's bodies. So pre-solar flares it's going to be a very healing, orgasmic feeling. It's not going to be like the other ones that I'm going to talk you through. Okay, Daddy? And this is very important for the kids. This next step I'm telling you, I don't know how much my battery has, but we're about to get on it. The pre-solar flares are going to be healing cancer, any liver disorders. So you would have had to fast to get some of these, diseases out. It's already done. It was a code within the body that they were tapping into that they weren't supposed to, that was causing major diseases within just our children. They were opening it at birth, opening their ORI and the things through the doctors and the hospitals. They were opening their ovaries and stealing their knowledge as children through the ink, through the early cord clamping, through the lack of bonding, mother and child at the beginning. Baby should always be in the mother's arm for the first 10 days, as much as possible, to consecrate that bond, to shield that bond, and the blood between the two shared locks in 10 days. But that's very important. Healing the kidneys, that's going to be a major problem for me as well. So hey, Bully.
Where do you go at ocean?
Yes.
You go underwater again? Go
Not right now, though. Mommy's talking. And then I'm going to go underwater and play jellyfish.
Baby jellyfish?
Mm-hmm. Mama jellyfish, baby jellyfish. So then after
Mommy going in the ocean, Dad.
So after solar flare, liver, diabetes, kidneys, just basically washing the blood, this first wave. And it's just going to be very, very subtle. It's not going to be like, oh my God, Jesus has healed me. Oh, it's going to be like, wow, I feel really good. I feel good. And it's going to be this orgasmic jolt. It's only going to happen to the people who have disorders, diseases. Were stolen from most of the time. I'll play in the ocean in a minute. Yeah, I have to tell God this. So solar flare, small one, orgasmic small. Next after that one, this is a big one, right? So this one is going to be another orgasmic energy one before we get to the one, This one is like washing of the brain, washing of the soul, cleaning of the feet, the mind, taking all that muck and pouring water on it. Virgo, tons of Virgos. And then after the Virgos, Virgo's clean. I'm going to dry. So it's going to be 2 back-to-back ones. And this is how it's going to feel. So you don't panic. So when the first solar flare of the second comes, it's going to feel like you're swimming in an ocean, right? But you're not drowning. You're wading up top and it feels warm. It feels like Jamaica water. It feels like, Caribbean island chill. Like you feel pure peace. Just like, yeah, don't worry about bills. I don't got to worry about shit, right? That one is going to have an orgasmic but it's going to happen at night. So the night comes, your pineal gland is going to bright light up like this. And this is going to be like a warm feeling overcoming. Don't panic. Okay. You're not dying. No bullet to the brain. There's nothing crazy. It's just a sweeping of your senses to realign them to the new moon type. So, any other major symptoms I'm looking out for? Any other major symptoms that will not be cured by that second coming? Any of that won't happen. We will have people to report to us to say, okay, well, this is also another symptom that we're seeing on a collective. So then we'll watch out for it. I've only seen minor complications with the solar flare. I haven't seen any major things with the kids, so that's good. So we have the second coming, and now we're going to get to the major ones. I'm not too sure of the time frame, but I'm thinking middle of next year if everything is on cue. Because if it's not on cue, then I think that we may not make, or the vision that we have will not come to fruition if we don't start addressing the goddess of time. She's going to keep taking away time, making it seem like the day and nights are short, and then she's going to take all of it eventually because we have to pay time back, right? So if we have to pay time, who is the goddess, back for giving us time on this earth, we have to do a collective gift, like a prayer circle or holding hands and giving a rainbow. Like, we have to do something that's more creative to give time back her money, because the only reason we came to earth is to save it. So if you chose to be a bad guy, if you chose to be a good guy, if you chose to be this, that was your choice. And the money that comes, or the payback that you have to do from the goddess sending you down, is pay the goddess of time. So once we pay the goddess of time back, we can be a little bit more like relaxed and stuff. But right now, it's very tight on my end when it comes to time frames. And it was my job to sit in one place to create a pinpoint in the galaxy. I can't be driving all over right now. I have to be stationed in one place. Being that they're moving me out of this place, it kind of, the storyline kind of is going to get all muddled. And I wanted to convene with you to figure out the best way to move my roots and my gold quickly. Because I don't want them over here digging it up. So then we have the sun, the moon, the third solar flare, and then we're going to go to the middle of next year's solar flare. So this one is going to be a really large solar flare. This is the earth-changing one. Everyone has to be in one area. All of our kids have to be in one area. I know it's a lot. We can expand towards the coast. We can expand downwards, but I want to keep, we can expand a little once we talk, But there has to be a cutoff line for all the darkness because it's supposed to be manifest destiny, right? Manifest destiny this way. Manifest destiny. And then after we move, station light and then the dark. And it's going to be light and dark. Pretty simple. Black and white squares. And then repositioning the kings, repositioning the whole board, taking off, adding characters, deleting, and then sending them back off into the darkness. 2, turn on the lights, spread the light. Make sure that our territories are conquered and solidified. That's the king of the area. If you don't agree, let's go. This is the queen of the area. If you don't agree, let's go. You know, they felt they have so much power because nobody was checking them. Who gonna check me, boo? So now we check them. Sword, blood. That's it. Got it? Next, the solar flare is going to be pretty intense. So, 1, major, don't fight back against this. If you fight against God, you're going to lose. If you stiffen up, you're going to lose. Let it go. I don't care about dying. I'm fucking exhausted. I ain't got nothing else to hold on to. This is just, right? I mean, hey, I could let all this go in 2 seconds. I do not care. Versus, oh my God, my Prada, my Louis, my Gucci. Oh, I'm going to miss my Birkin. Oh, I'm going to miss my house. I'm going to miss my dog. You know, I'm going to miss, I want to live, you know, you know, all of these thoughts that they weren't thinking because they were so worried about the status quo. They were so worried about, you know, the materialistic plane that they forgot to check in to reality. I'm telling you the reality. Next, we have the major. So with this major, it's not gonna be a third. There's gonna be tons. It's like a heartbeat. Okay, beep, 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 beep. Solar flare, solar flare, solar flare, solar flare. Small, 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 small. Medium, medium, big, 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 huge wave. And that one, again, don't fight against it because you will lose. Don't tense up because you will lose. We have to be off anyone doing major drugs. Marijuana is fine because it's a sweet plant. Mushrooms are fine because they're sweet little plants, not genetically modified ones. You know, those ayahuasca, you could do that, but it's going to be like ayahuasca in reality. So you don't want to double your dose and like go delirium. But if you feel like you can handle it, 33, go do your thing. You know, because you're already going to be seeing shit. You're going to see more shit? Okay. I'm going to be ticketing a lot of the children if I see the bad thoughts, and I need the channelers, watchers to stay on my channel to see who gets a ticket. And I'm just going to try to do it spiritually, but they tend to cry and get sad when I do it. But when their brothers do it, they're like, okay, well, at least mom doesn't, isn't mad. So watch for the thoughts of our children. Another thing with the dehydration is going to be a problem for certain people. I'm seeing about 12%. Dehydration meaning like you drink water and the water will not absorb into your cells. The water won't absorb into your cells because you haven't, I don't know how to say, paid for the water or paid your water bill is what I mean. Paying the water bill is like when you cry because you've been through so much and you crying, it's like, and it's real crying tears. Those tears are like payback to the Virgos for the water that they have poured over you. So you won't be baptized if you never cried. You know what I mean? If you never cried, then your baptism never really took hold. Uh oh. Yeah, if your baptism hasn't, it won't take hold if you haven't paid off your Virgo. Virgo mainly is like if you have been through a lot, you've shed some tears. And the tears can go from tier one to tier like 50,000. What is the potency of your tears? If you're on the 1% of people who went through the hardest shit, then you get paid out in your Social Security bank account for those tears. Um, and the mounds that are on the land will awaken. I'm not going to say anything else about that, but it will awaken. Hi, Willy Willy.
Yes.
Almost. Almost. Promise. Promise. What? We're gonna go underwater when you go to bed. Okay.
By yourself. You can't go sleep. You can't go sleep.
Rude. Solar flare, big one. We gotta be together. Because we're gonna do it like a wave, right? So when it hits you, we're all gonna be together and holding down each other, so we don't just fly away. We're gonna be holding the orgasm energy for all of the kids. We're gonna be holding it. So, or kids, I mean the children of God. You're not allowed to participate in any sexual activities until you've passed, at least in my class, your earth course. That's very hard to pass. You have to have maturity and you have to make sure that your vessel is wise. Is wise, right? And what wisdom comes with age. Okay. So I'm shutting off all of them until they want to access the opposite of their Social Security card, so Social Security number. So all they have to do is read the Social Security backwards, and they're able to tap into their sexual energy with me, helping them to reorganize their climax. So that's going to be held probably until next. I don't know. I haven't decided on a time, to be honest. Like I want to say next year, but I don't want to because I don't want to deal with the year system. I want to just completely obliterate the time schedule and work with them and how to pay back the debt to her. So we have. I'm trying to see if there's any issues along the route to get home. We're gonna have masculine men, whatever factions they are, feminine too, be the protectors of the children, and they're going to be on the outside. If anyone from the darkness comes and tries anything with my children, we will end it. End it. Do you understand? I don't want no uprising from them. They've already had enough time to uprise, and guess what they did? Stayed stagnant. took more in the times of need. If they're in the dark, let them stay. There's gold coming out of my eyes. I don't know why. It's like gold coming out. Anyway, thank you for the food that you gave me today. I really needed a good fucking meal, so thank you to the Aztecs. I love you. And the children from Jalisco, Mexico, Guatemala, my chef. Thank you guys. It was really good. I enjoyed it. They didn't enjoy it, but I was like, this is so good. Because I asked the people who were there, I'm like, what do you like? That'll tell me and I'll eat it. Um, what else? Solar flare. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Oh, you're gonna start aging backwards, Daddy, because I'm not gonna lay there in the bed crying that you died. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. Do you hear me, Daddy? I promise. You're gonna start aging backwards. All of these solar flares are gonna just take ages from you. Ages. And you're gonna go back to be so wise yet youthful. And that's my promise to you, Daddy. As long as you're kind to me. If you're mean to me, guess what? You can have it back. All the darkness that you put on your back, like a snail crawling through. And I love you. All of you. Next, solar flare, dip, consciousness, waken, climb back up. So there's some sort of death. Let me look into the file. What is this dip? Oh, we got to stop the wheel before it goes too far off the cliff. So the wheel of fortune must turn the other way. God save the King of Kings. His name endures for. Okay. We got to start Sunday dinners with all the kids soon. So I wish I knew you were listening. Because I feel like our time is up and yet things are moving so slow. Like we know we had to pay off the volcanoes, even if we're splitting Earths. You still got to make up for the old Earth by listening, right? You still got to take care of the water. Like we still got to clean it up, even if we split. Like it doesn't just take away all of the things that haven't been done. We need Judah, we need Simeon, we need all of the tribes to start getting together, especially the gardeners. We got to pay off the gardeners. I mean, there's so much to do within the house of God that to bring heaven to earth when we don't have any time. So time is literally taking time from us because we don't pay the bills. Everybody's working on paying their T-Mobile bill, paying their electric, but they didn't pay time. You know who will take care of that? What would take care of Tom? Probably some good love making. She would give us all the time we want. Won't you? No? We've passed Time's orgasm spot. It don't last. It don't happen anymore. We missed her G spot. We missed her G spot. Time. Come down here. Put your arms down. Come here. It's December. Just close the door and go to sleep. Hibernate for a little. I'm gonna play Time for you. You could take a break. I'm sorry they missed the G spot. Oh, you can lay there and cry. It's okay. I'll take care of it, okay? hmm You want to talk out loud? Hey guys, it's time. It's time, guys. I gave you guys all the time you needed to finish your tasks 46, 46. And I need my money back. And I'm sad because you haven't paid it back. I wanted to buy a house for Shadow, my eagle, and I wanted him and Jackie to have a baby, a couple of them, so we can have more eyes in the sky when you guys get here. But you missed Shadow's, Jackie's ovulation date. It's not that I wanted to get pleasure from it. I wanted Jackie, who's been sad about her children, to have a baby. Anyway, I'm sad, so I'm gonna hibernate with the bears. And when spring comes, I'll come back and I'll see if it's clean. Good night. Okay. I'm gonna go now. If I hadn't said something already, then I'll come back tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Sunday. I don't think I'm gonna come online. But I will find a way to communicate you the things that need to be done immediately. We might as well start turning all the lights off after we get this final study from the conductors who were conducting the small experiments. So once I figure out from them the best way to go about things, we need to turn the lights off. We need to make sure that all of the American flags are gone and the white ones start. We need to start getting the children outfits and white clothes, which means Christmas time. We need to pay money. We need to buy the kids white clothes to start the journey. So, all the children say hi. That is within me. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. We love you. Hi, Father God. You're the best. Thank you for watching out for us. And thank you for watching out for me and giving me things and allowing it to be a little bit more easier. So I'm excited to move and get situated in the new place. But I was so excited for you to meet me here. That's why I stayed. But tomato, tomato, potato, potato. And I love you. So bye.